Lord, good morning, little boys. Good morning. Good morning, my sweet boy. Good morning. Oh, feisty. All done. My cute wall of plants. Love it. Physio exercise time. Have you done your physio exercises this week? Get them done. Do them with me. Put this video on in the background while you do your physio exercises. I'm looking at you. Okay, let's do this.
Myself yet. My name's Carly. I'm from Canada. I'm in British Columbia, Okanagan Valley. I grew up here. I own my own home. I live with my boyfriend and our kitty cat named Storm. Ever since moving out on my own, buying our own place, I'd say that was pretty much the start of my spiritual journey because, well, number one, going through the home buying process was like stressful as hell. And up until a little while ago, buying this house was probably my number one regret in life. Just for a number of reasons. I mean, the biggest one being we were not financially prepared for that, but we're in a really good place now. We bought that place in Hannah on YouTube and her high carb, low fat vegan diet, and how she was successful at losing weight on that diet. So I thought I would give it a try. Didn't really work for my weight loss, but I kept the vegetarian / vegan aspects of it. Like, I definitely kept eating dairy. Like, I've eaten dairy this whole time, but I gave up meat. And I've continued to give up meat just because of the ethical aspects of it and the problems within our commercial meat farming industry. And so those are just a couple examples of how I really started to question the way I was living and seeing how I could start feeling better about my choices. Like, it was really weird. I was kind of just questioning the way I did things, and I was like, is there not a better way to do this? Oh, well, okay, another great example of that also is my whole struggles with my weight and dieting and all that. I just got to kind of a breaking point with it all, and I was like, I hate this like dieting thing. First of all, it never works for me, and so I just always constantly feel like shit about myself because I try these new diets and I either can't stick with them or they just don't work and I don't lose weight. And then I end up looking at myself in the mirror every day and just hating myself and hating the way I look and hating that I'm gaining weight and just really wondering what's wrong with me. And those thoughts like eventually led to me kind of breaking down and being like, okay, I do not like the way I'm talking to myself. I do not like the way I'm treating myself. There's got to be a better way to live. And that's how I found intuitive eating and the anti-diet movement and the health at any size movement. And so those kind of three big things in my life, there's probably other examples, but those three things really led me down a path of what I now call intentional living, which is intentional living and self-discovery is kind of the main thing I'm really interested in as a life coach and in helping other people, because I know the struggles personally of what it feels like to kind of question your whole life and be like, what am I doing? How am I living? And like, how can I get to a place where I feel better about the choices I'm making every day and the way I'm living? So I know those struggles intimately. I'm definitely a lot better now that I have a lot more tools in my belt, and I've done a lot of the inner work myself, but it took years and years and years. Like I said, we bought this place back in 2018, like it's 2024 now as of recording this video, and I'm kind of just starting to finally feel like things are aligning. There's still a few things that kind of need tweaking, of course, and I consider this a lifelong journey. Like, I'm here for the long haul. So, self-discovery and intentional living is not just kind of a one and done thing. It's really a lifestyle, and it's one that I'm excited to do and that I'm excited to teach. So that's kind of where I'm at today. Something that I am struggling with and I'm trying to work on myself is still my weight and my diet. It's kind of multi-layered because I've got these kind of dietary like thoughts on my diet and the restrictions I kind of place on myself towards my diet. Like not eating meat and stuff like that. It's really led me down a path of an unhealthy relationship with food up until this point. So lately I have been prioritizing just healing my relationship with food and seeing if I can't come up with a stopped thinking about food and didn't consider any kind of gentle nutrition or anything like that. And I just let myself eat whatever I wanted, and it didn't necessarily support me. And so that led to a 50-pound weight gain, which I actually just wrote all about on my blog. It's my latest blog post on my website. I'll link it down below if you want to check that out. Yeah, I just talk about how I got to this point of 50 pounds heavier after discovering intuitive eating. So that's something I'm really working on right now. And I'm also working on getting a system in place called the 12-week year. It's a book that I recently read. And the 12-week year it's kind of like a goal-setting productivity system that helps you achieve your goals and what you think you want to achieve in 1 year, and it condenses it down into 12 weeks. And so I'm really excited to get that going. I just feel like one piece that's been really missing for me in my goal setting and goal achievement has been systems. Like I do understand about intentional goal setting. I know how to set goals that align with my values now, but I just haven't had that piece of like either accountability or just like a system to really track how I'm doing and keeping me on track and reminding me what my goals are and what my tasks are each week. Because for me lately, goals have kind of been just abstract. Like they're just kind of out there, you know. I am into manifestation and all that kind of stuff too, but you know, as much as you can manifest, as much as you can vision, as much as you can plan and set and make goals, there also has to be a system in place to achieve those goals. And so I think the 12-week year is really going to help me out with that. Anyways, almost at physio here, so check in a bit.
Just picked up my mail. Let's open it up. Delicious, smooth, and healthy. Good protein. Picked up my mail today after not checking my mailbox for quite a while. Look at all the coupons I got. So exciting. One thing to know about me is one of my hobbies I picked up in the last couple of years is couponing. I'm an extreme couponer. Plus some free product coupons. I'm excited for this. I've never tried this before.